The tagging system blueprint. How to organize your customer list so every email feels one. A messy customer list makes every broadcast feel like a form letter. Here's the tag structure that fixes it. Somewhere in your customer list is a person who bought your $9 checklist 11 months ago, never opened a single email since, and just got the exact same broadcast as the person who bought your course, your template pack, and booked a coaching call last week. Both received. Hey everyone, big news! Neither felt spoken to. This is the quiet failure mode of list building. You accumulate names for months, then treat them as one undifferentiated blob the moment you hit send. Tagging fixes that, but not the way most people try it. Random one-off tags, VIP, maybe, the one from TikTok, aren't a system. They're just clutter with extra steps. What you actually need is a taxonomy. A small number of tag categories applied consistently that let you slice your list by who they are, what they bought, how engaged they are, and what they're worth. Build that once and every future email gets easier, not harder. Why send to everyone quietly caps your revenue? When every email goes to your entire store, fan customer list, you're forced to write to the lowest common denominator. Vague enough that the course buyer and the free lead magnet grabber both find something relevant, which usually means neither finds much at all. Open rates sag, unsubscribes creep up, and eventually you convince yourself email doesn't work for your niche. It's rarely the channel. It's the targeting. A creator who segments a launch announcement into past buyers of related products versus never purchased can write two short, sharp emails instead of one mushy one, and the past buyer version can straightforwardly reference what they already own, which is the single easiest way to make an automated email feel handwritten. The good news: you don't need new software or a CRM migration to do this. Your customer list inside your dashboard already captures purchase history automatically. Tags are the layer you add on top to make that data usable when you're staring at the compose screen at 11 p.m. trying to decide who gets this email. The 4-category starter taxonomy. Instead of inventing tags as you go, which is how you end up with 40 overlapping labels and no idea which ones still matter, start with 4 fixed categories. Every tag you create should belong to exactly one of them. This alone prevents 90% of the mess. Notice that only source requires you to guess or ask up front. The other 3, product, engagement, and value, are things store.fan already knows about each customer the moment they buy something or open a campaign. Your job is just to translate that existing data into a tag consistently so it's filterable later. Building the product layer first. If you only build one category this week, make it product tags. They unlock the most immediately useful segments and require the least interpretation. Tag every customer with what they bought product name for each item in your catalog, plus a catch-all like lead magnet only for people who've only ever claimed something free. This single layer instantly answers the question every launch depends on: who already trusts me enough to pay, and who's still on the fence? It also unlocks upsell logic you can't do with a flat list. Someone tagged bought ebook but not bought course is your exact audience for here's the deeper version of what you already liked. Someone tagged bought coaching is a candidate for a higher ticket retainer offer, not another 12 template. None of this requires new tools. It requires looking at your product catalog and mirroring it in tag form. Engagement tags. The ones that save your sender reputation. Engagement tags matter for a less glamorous but more urgent reason. Email deliverability. Mailbox providers watch how recipients treat your emails. And a list full of people who haven't opened anything in 6 months drags your whole sending reputation down. Even the good emails start landing in spam. Tag anyone who hasn't opened a campaign in 90 days as cold 90D, and treat that segment differently. Send them a deliberate re-engagement email, "Still want to hear from us?" rather than your normal cadence. and remove the truly unresponsive ones from regular sends entirely. On the flip side, tag your most responsive people, frequent openers, anyone who's replied to a broadcast through your built-in inbox, as something like opens often. This is your beta testing group. Your first 24 hours launch list, the people who will actually see a flash sale before it ends because they check email daily. Treat them like the asset they are. Create 4 tag categories in your notes: source, product, engagement, value. Tag every past customer with what they purchased. Product category. This is the highest leverage layer. Add a custom checkout field asking new buyers how they found you, feeding your source tags going forward. Pull anyone with 0 opens in 90+ days and tag them cold 90D. Identify your top 10 to 20 spenders by total purchase value and tag them highlight DV. Write down your tagging rules somewhere you'll actually reread them. Future you will forget the convention. Tag at the moment, not in a backlog. The system fails the instant tagging becomes a someday project. Build the habit into checkout. Every new purchase gets its product tag applied immediately, not batched for a cleanup weekend that never comes. Value tags. Know who to protect and who to nudge. Not every customer is worth the same amount of your attention, and pretending otherwise is a disservice to the people who've actually invested in you. A high-lit fee tag on your top spenders means you never accidentally blast them with a generic discount code meant to win back one-time buyers. Instead, they get early access, a personal thank you, or first look at a new offer. Meanwhile, a one-time 9 tag on someone who bought your cheapest product exactly once is a perfectly good target for a discount code nudging them towards something bigger, since a small incentive is far more likely to move the needle for them than for someone who's already spent hundreds with you. A tagged list doesn't make you send more emails. It makes the emails you already send land better. Putting it to work in a real campaign. Say you're launching a new mid-priced template pack. With a flat list, you write one email hoping it resonates with everyone. With tags, that same launch becomes 3 short, sharper sends. Past template buyers get "you'll want this too" with a direct comparison to what they already own. Course buyers get the template version of what you learned in the course. And cold or lead magnet-only contacts get a lighter, curiosity-driven intro with more context, since they don't have prior purchase history to reference. Same launch, 3 emails, each one written to a person instead of a crowd, and each one takes maybe 5 extra minutes to adapt from a shared draft. This is also where tagging pays for itself on the discovery side. Browse a live example store, and you'll notice how a well-organized product catalog and clear customer signals feed straight into this kind of segmentation. The store owner isn't guessing who wants what. The purchase history is telling them, keeping the system from rotting. Every tagging system decays if you never revisit it. Set a recurring 15-minute calendar block, monthly is plenty, to do 3 things. Retag anyone who crossed a value threshold since last time, move newly cold contacts into the cold 90D bucket, and delete any one-off tag you created in a moment of enthusiasm and never used again. A taxonomy with 4 discipline categories beats 40 half-remembered ones every single time. And the maintenance cost stays roughly constant instead of compounding into a mess you eventually abandon. None of this requires a redesign of how you sell. It requires treating the customer data you already have as an asset instead of a byproduct. If you haven't yet set up the storefront that generates this data in the first place, that's the actual first step. Open your store.fan, list your products, and let every sale start feeding the tags that make your next email better than your last one. Check pricing if you're deciding between plans, and if a question comes up along the way, contact support or browse common questions. And for more tactics like this one, keep exploring the blog. Key takeaways. Tags only work as a system when they're grouped into categories, not scattered as one-off labels. 4 categories cover almost every use case: source, product, engagement, and value, your customer list already contains the data for 3 of the 4. You just have to apply a tag at the moment of purchase or sign up. Not in a retroactive weekend project, you'll never finish. A well-tagged list turns a single campaign into 5 targeted sends that each feel personal. Start your creator store free at store.fan.